Won the toss, deferred. TCU will get the ball to start this game. This is the second ever meeting between these two. Last year, it was TCU winning in Boulder, and will start. Major Everhart returns it, and Everhart, still on his feet, finally goes down inside his own 15-yard line. So that brings on a quarterback in Chandler Morris, who was the starter at this time last year, but ended up as the backup. Now he gets another opportunity.
Went down against these Colorado Buffaloes in Boulder, hurt that knee. This is a talented guy. He hasn't played a lot of football. He is on a mission. There's no doubt about it. And talking to the coaches, they say that his best attribute is his quick release and intermediate accuracy. They want to try to take advantage of that early.
Fourth year in college football, but this is just his 13th career game. And on first down, they run it with Bailey, and he'll pick up 1 yard on the play. Let's take a look at this TCU offense.
They're going to go fast with their new coordinator, Kendall Briles. They like their offensive line, but it's really about a very deep core of wide receivers, mainly built through the transfer portal, Gus. And particular on the outside, you look for guys like JoJo Earl, Jalen Robinson. They can fly. They're very athletic.
Savion Williams with the reception on that play. Brings up 3rd down and 3 at the 25. Colorado with an opportunity to get off the field early. This ball thrown to the wide side, and it is caught by J.P. Richardson. But Colorado unable to move the chains, and they'll have to punt it away.
Well, this defense gets a 3 and out, and it's a defense that's a bit light up front, and I don't know exactly what to expect from them schematically, Gus, but I will tell you their strength is in their defensive backs. We'll see Travis Hunter on offense and defense. He'll primarily play corner, number 12. We saw him in on that last pass breakup.
Jordy Sandy ready to punt it away. Jimmy Horn is the deep man for the Buffaloes. He signals for the fair catch and has it at the 26, maybe the 27-yard line, a 48-yard punt. So, Shedeur Sanders, the son of Deion Sanders, a prolific passer while at Jackson State. He comes onto the field for the first time as the leader of this Colorado Buffalo squad.
And he has been not only a leader, but a winner everywhere that he's been as a starting quarterback. Last year, 12-1. This guy threw for 46 touchdowns, only 6 interceptions. The offense has to run through his mind. They're not great up front on the offensive line. Remember, this is a 1-11 team from a year ago, totally rebuilt roster. So it's going to be incumbent on Shedeur Sanders to put the ball in the right spot and make sure that the numbers are equated for the offense.
First down and 10 of the 27-yard line. Sanders will throw it on first down. He'll swing it out of the backfield, checks it down, finds Dylan Edwards, and Edwards gets out of play, but picks up some positive yards as he gains 7. Avery Helm ushers him out of bounds in the Colorado offense.
They're going to go fast as well. Kent State head coach Sean Lewis comes in as their offensive coordinator. We do have a flag on that play as Travis Hunter gets his first catch. They're in the slot, and again, they believe in their skill positions, Gus. They think that they have the skill to play with anybody, and it's just incumbent on Sanders to get that ball out as quickly as he can and in the hands of those playmakers.
That's Avery Helm.
Helm is a transfer from Florida, and you see right there, absolutely grabs the face mask of Javon Antonio on the outside. Antonio is a guy they really believe in on the Colorado side, fast player.
First down and 10 at the 45-yard line, opening series for Colorado. Edwards running it straight ahead, and he's stopped by Obi Izor defensively for TCU.
Well, this is a team that certainly didn't play their best at the end last year, and they've got to replace a Thorpe Award winner and Travius Tomlinson. They've got to replace some production up front. Their 2 best players, though, nose tackle Dominic Williams and corner Josh Newton.
Second down and 8 at the 43. Colorado with success moving the football to start this game. Sanders out of the gun. Sets up, goes deep, got a receiver down the sideline, and incomplete. No flag on the play. Avery Helm in coverage, intended for Travis Hunter, the two-way star.
First mistake of the day is Sanders underthrowing this because Hunter has the step. He has Helm beat on the outside, but as he's got to try to come back for the ball right there, it was underthrown, and it brings up third down.
Third down and 8 at the 43. And Sanders out wide, and it's Michael Harrison. Harrison gets close to that first down. Looks like he may have it for Colorado.
It was the broken tackle right when he got the ball, and he dives forward, and TCU is all over the place. I think they got 12 on the field right there.
Sanders bottled up and dropped for a loss. Colorado, though, moving quickly on offense, and there is a flag on the play.
I mean, quickly is an understatement right now, Gus. This is like hyper tempo for Colorado offensively. They were trying to run off here. This is going to be a 12 men on the field as they were trying to jog off and substitute. You see here, TCU's trying to substitute. Colorado is at the line of scrimmage and ready to go, and they can snap it as long as they didn't substitute. They didn't, and TCU gets caught, you see right there, as they were trying to run off the field. I'm impressed by the operation offensively. Remember, this is a totally new roster, totally new coaching staff. All these players, they've never been in the game before together, and they're operating very quickly for Coach Prime on this first series.
First down and 5 now at the 30-yard line of TCU for the Colorado Buffaloes. Opening series. Sanders checks it down to the wide side. He's got his receiver. And out of bounds goes Dylan Edwards. Edwards gets up a little gimpy. Hopefully he can walk that off. But he had some running room in front of him. Just couldn't stay in play.
Yeah, that was awkward because it was non-contact. He got kind of tangled up. As a young player, he just went too quickly into the flat, kind of ran himself into the boundary.
Second down and 2 at the 27 after the 3-yard gain. And they'll hand it off straight ahead. Anthony Hankerson. And Hankerson, sophomore.
There's really no reason to say, like, oh, he's a transfer. They're all transfers.
That's right.
So it's like, you know, everybody that you're seeing for Colorado, this is their first time in a game together. That's why I say this is an experiment that is going on in Boulder. Never seen anything like this before.
First down and 10 to the 23. Sanders again. This time he finds Travis Hunter. Hunter looking for the first down, picks his way forward and gets close to it, and he may have it.
So far, I just love the game plan from Sean Lewis, the offensive coordinator. He was the Kent State head coach. Now he's the coordinator for Colorado. You notice, Gus, how quickly that ball is out of Shedeur Sanders' hands every time he gets it. They're trying to minimize that offensive line, the inexperience up there, get the ball out to the playmakers as quickly as they can. They've done a nice job so far.
Didn't get the first down. Second down and 1. Here's Sanders in the end zone. And that ball incomplete. Xavier Weaver, the target.
Josh Newton all over him. Josh Newton is one of the best corners in the country out there. This is a guy that I firmly believe could be a first-round draft pick if he plays well this year. He was manning the other side from Travius Hodges Tomlinson last year, who won the Thorpe Award, but many believe Newton was actually the better player. And I got to tell you, he had a look of determination in his eyes yesterday.
Third down and 1. Looking for the first down. Hankerson spins out of trouble, gets it, and finally upended around the 7-yard line. Colorado having no problems moving it against this TCU defense.
And they have been able to pick up a few little chunks on the ground. It's something I did not expect to see here early.
First down and goal. Sanders now to the near side. Caught. And it's Jimmy Horn Jr. He'll get inside the 5.
I'll tell you what, this is about as good of a start as you can possibly want if you're Coach Prime right now, but this is where the rubber meets the road. You got to punch this into the end zone. You do not want a deflating field goal opportunity. And that's why I think if I'm Coach Prime, I'm telling my offensive coordinator, you got 4 downs. They got to get this in the end zone.
Second down and goal. Hankerson in the backfield with Sanders. And they'll give it to him. He cuts it back, trying to find a crease and stop. Tackled for a loss on this play. Well done, as Jamoy Hodge is the first man to him.
Well, now it's about matchups, and you get backed up like this. Now you probably don't have 4-down territory. You'd probably take the points unless it's inside the 1. So now it's about a matchup on the outside. You've got to try to find your best athlete. You've got to expect that they're probably going to target Travis Hunter here. He's the one that they believe in. He's going to be at the bottom of your screen.
Edwards back in on 3rd down and goal. Sanders operating out of the gun. Sanders looking wide open, touchdown. Dylan Edwards. And Colorado marches it right down the field on their opening series, which started at the 27-yard line. 12-play drive covering 73 yards. Coach Prime's team confident, and they'll take a 6-0 lead.
What you get is a confusion here between the linebacker and the end, and Colorado just exploits it by getting the back out there. Someone's got him in man coverage, probably the linebacker. Hodges doesn't get out into the flat, and Colorado scores his first touchdown.
Alejandro Mata, who came over to Colorado from Jackson State with Coach Prime, adds the extra point. And how about this, folks? 20-point underdogs, Colorado. Opening series, they score easily. Deion Sanders says, those are my guys. You're going to see 7-0 Buffs.
Upgrade your afternoons the right way.
It's a huge upgrade.
Jump into the chat with Nick.
Now that's the best take.
Brew.
They need a win.
And Wow.
It's because I can predict the future.
First things first, weekdays on FS1.
Deion Sanders, a motivator. He doesn't have to be here. We asked him yesterday, why? Why did you take on these challenges of coaching college sports? He said, because I love the kids. I want to make sure that they have great role models, and I feel like I can have a social impact in the game that I love. 7-0. Buffaloes. Let's see how TCU responds as they'll take a knee in the end zone. Morris ready to come back on the field. Time now for today's Game Flow, sponsored by Progressive.
The fact that like we all actually rock with each other, you can't fake it.
Young energy, young takes. We all look good.
Who the biggest hater on the show? Joy.
I just keep it the most real.
All right, back here in Fort Worth, TCU firing it to the far side. No gain on the play. That ball caught by Savion Williams.
And Williams is the guy that they're anticipating taking over that Quentin Johnston role. He was so good a year ago, obviously, for TCU.
2nd down and 10 at the 25, and they'll run it. This is Bailey with major room. He'll tumble forward and get to the 40-yard line before being brought down.
That's really the first time we've seen them test that defensive front. They've been trying to get the ball out there on space. I expect them to get back to that run game a little bit here in the second series.
First down to the 39. Long throw and incomplete. And that is Hunter in coverage, the two-way star intended for Dalen Wright.
Wright can fly. Matched up on Hunter. He's got the coverage. That ball just overthrown and a bit behind the wide receiver.
2nd and 10 at the 39-yard line. Both these teams playing extremely fast, hyper speed in the Big 12. Morris drops it off, finds his big tight end, Jared Wiley, and Wiley will rumble forward. Gets out of bounds. Senior from Temple, Texas. And he'll pick up 14. Horned Frogs back to the line of scrimmage. Now to the near side. This time, It's JoJo Earl. And JoJo Earl will get to the Colorado 30. He gained 16.
He comes in from Alabama, highly recruited, comes back to the DFW area, which is where he played his high school football. Really good player, and here's that tempo and now getting the ball on the outside of those playmakers.
First down at the 31. Sideline throw, back shoulder, caught at the 10-yard line. Warren Thompson waited for it, redshirt senior.
Beautiful throw, beautiful adjustment by Thompson going back to the back shoulder.
First down at the Colorado 12. Here's a handoff, and it's Bailey. Monty Bailey picks up 3.
Boy, this is a great answer from TCU, this offense. There's Kendall Briles, new offensive coordinator. Garrett Riley moves to Clemson. Briles comes in, a little bit different style of offense. I believe that they're going to try to throw it a little bit more than they did a year ago. They're confident in their backs, but they really believe in these wide receivers, and we're seeing that on these first possessions.
Second down and 7 at the 9-yard line, and a whistle. Flag on the play prior to the snap.
They got a little head start.
False start. Offense number 77. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
That's Brandon Coleman.
Yeah, Coleman's a really good player. He and Andrew Coker are on the left side of that offensive line. It's pretty obvious that they moved early, but those guys are really good. Those are the starters from a year ago. Coleman goes from tackle down to guard. They strengthen up that left side for Sonny Dykes, and he believes Coleman is a pro.
3 receivers at the top of your screen. Morris over the middle and intercepted in the end zone. Trevor Woods picked it off, and Colorado forces the turnover, and the Buffaloes are in business. 7-0 Colorado.
He never saw Woods. Creeps in from the backside, makes a great play. The only starter on defense left from a year ago. Impresses his new coach, Coach Prime. First down, Buffaloes.
All right, I'm going to change your world. Yeah. I love to root for great. Ooh. You want to root for the underdog.
Good luck with that.
It doesn't matter how many times I'm right, you'll still argue with me. This is The Herd.
Big noon kickoff. Big noon Saturday here in Fort Worth, Texas. TCU and Colorado. And this one incomplete. Flag on the play.
There was definitely contact early with the intended receiver, but the ball hit an offensive lineman. So once it's touched, then it's probably fair play with that contact. That's why they're having such a long discussion. It probably is not going to be pass interference, but they'll have to determine when they felt like that ball was tipped. Certainly was. It's just a question of timing in my eyes.
Are you surprised, Joel? 1:09 to play in the first. Colorado up 7-0.
Illegal touching. Offense number 53. Lost it down. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
So the contact wasn't a defensive lineman with the ball. Let's see who the ball hit first. They're trying to set up the screen, and it kind of hits off, I guess, off the shoulder, they're saying, of Andrew Corker, number 74. If that's the case, then
The previous play is an illegal touch is under further review.
you also had John Lands, the center, kind of bat that ball down after it hit the shoulder. But that's still a live ball there at that point.
All right, we'll take a break while they sort it out. 7-zip. Buffs on top of the Horned Frogs.
The fact that like we all actually rock with each other, you can't fake it.
Young energy, young takes. We all look good.
Who the biggest hater on the show?
Joy.
I just keep it the most real.
Welcome back. Gus Johnson, Joel Klatt, Jenny Taft, and how do they sort this out?
Well, if the ball touches Coker 74 first, then 53 lands cannot touch it. It does, they determine, touch TCU first, then the offensive lineman 53 cannot touch it first. He did, so the penalty then stands, and here we go.
Second down and 15 at the 43-yard line. TCU throwing it, and it's complete as Morris delivers to J.P. Richardson, the junior from Missouri City, Texas.
Now that's a nice throw right there from Morris. It's been a pass-heavy start. We expected that from TCU, although their run game has had some success here so far today.
Gain of 17. Trey Sanders, the Alabama transfer. He's battled numerous injuries. He was in a car accident. 3 Alabama transfers on this TCU team.
Yeah, JoJo Earl, who we already mentioned earlier, and then an offensive lineman not in the lineup, Tommy Brockmeyer, is also here.
Second down and 7. Sanders again. No gain on the play. Marvin Ham, the second defensively for the Buffaloes.
Yeah, Ham is a linebacker for them along with Kari Mans, number 41, and they're guys that they're really relying on right now as we get close to the end of the quarter. They'll probably snap it here, though, as fast as they like to play.
Third down and 7 at the 37. Empty backfield for Morris. Morris looks underneath, and he has a receiver. This time, it's Dalen Wright, and Wright down at the Colorado 15. A 21-yard gain. End of the first, 7-0 Colorado, but TCU threatening.
All right, I'm going to change your world. Yeah. I love to root for great. You want to root for the underdog.
Good luck with that.
It doesn't matter how many times I'm right, you'll still argue with me. This is The Herd.
Amon G. Carter Stadium here in Fort Worth, Texas. Start of the second quarter. Colorado surprisingly up 7-0 on the road.
Yeah, the first quarter went about as well as it could have for Colorado. They get a turnover defensively. An interception by Trevor Woods, and the offense has been able to move the football. They did get a field goal blocked, but here TCU starting to find a rhythm here on offense under Chandler Morris.
First down and 10 at the 16-yard line, and they'll run it straight ahead with Bailey. Amani Bailey finding some running room. Looks like he fumbled the football, but TCU will hold on.
Yeah, fortunate bounce here for TCU. Here's Bailey. He's got some room, and then right there, bam. He just gets that ball knocked out up in the air, but TCU gets the bounce, falls on it, and it's second down.
2nd and 6. And the run with Sanders, and Sanders will submarine forward. He's close to that first down as well in front of Miles Slusher. Brings up 3rd down and 1. Horned Frogs quick to the line of scrimmage. A lot of room on that far side. Here's another handoff and a whistle.
Yeah, I think Coach Prime took a timeout on that other side. He didn't like that formation. Gus, you called it. There was a lot of room over there top of your screen. And Colorado took that timeout.
Colorado calling their first timeout. Coach Prime, though, has to be pleased with the way his team's playing, up 7-0.
Upgrade your afternoons the right way.
It's a huge upgrade.
Jump into the chat with Nick,
Now that's the best take.
Brew,
They need a win.
and Wow.
It's because I can predict the future.
First things first, weekdays on FS1.
Pacific Life Game Summary, sponsored by Pacific Life, creating financial security for more than 150 years. You see what's going on. 7-0 Colorado. Shedeur Sanders has been sensational so far. 12 of 15 for 81 yards and a touchdown. Chandler Morris, though, quarterback for TCU, he's put together a really good series here. He's 7 of 11, and they are set up, Gus, here on a 3rd down inside the 10-yard line.
3rd down and 1 at the 7. The handoff. Sanders to the end zone. Touchdown, TCU. Trey Sanders. And the Horned Frogs with an opportunity to level this game.
Well, they get the key block here on the outside. This is Nichols. And as the run comes around, he's going to get the outside because Nichols is able to secure the edge. The Colorado fans are going to think that he gets away with a hold there, but Sanders gets the edge easily. It was the same formation, Gus, that they had right before the timeout. They came back to it, run the same play, and it gets into the end zone. What a good drive and a good answer from TCU after that blocked field goal.
Griffin Kell in to attempt the extra point, and it's good. 7 up, Colorado TCU. Horned Frogs go on a 7-play, 52-yard drive. Set up by a blocked field goal.
All right, I'm going to change your world. Yeah. I love to root for great. You want to root for the underdog.
Good luck with that.
It doesn't matter how many times I'm right, you'll still argue with me. This is The Herd.
Don't forget, you can find all of Joel's Breaking the Huddle content at foxsports.com, the Fox Sports app, and CFB on Fox social platforms.
And it's been fun already so far in the preseason. I'm just loving this time of year. 2 games in the first week, Gus. Thursday night, that thrilling finish between Minnesota and Nebraska. This game, I can't remember a game with this much interest and intrigue to start a year in a long time. And certainly love doing it with you guys on the podcast as well. And the Joel Klatt Show, you can find it wherever you download your podcasts.
All right, let's go downstairs and check in with Jenny.
Well, guys, we expected the warm temperature today, and thankfully I'm tracking this thing. We are around 105 degrees, but with the cloud coverage, that actually makes a huge difference. Right now, around 95. Now, I can tell you everyone at TCU wanted to be as warm as possible. You guys know how this Minnesota girl is probably struggling right now. I'm sure you guys are very comfy up there in the booth.
Well, you got the cool power breezer fan down there, Jen.
That's right. I will say, this is when, as a player, this is when you are so relieved that this is not turf and it's natural grass. That takes at least 10, sometimes 15 degrees away from that bottom area, and it just makes it so much more manageable like it is here today.
All right, let's see how the Buffaloes respond with the game level at 7. Sanders in trouble, throws on the move, and he has Travis Hunter. Shedeur Sanders had 26 scholarship offers, including Georgia, Alabama, and Oregon, coming out of Cedar Hills High School right here in Texas. 2nd down and 7. Here's the run and a first down. Well done by this offensive line as Edwards picks up the first down, but Clark with the tackle. First down at the 36. Shedeur Sanders finds his receiver on the near side. Quick coverage. Travis Hunter, the target, picks up 2.
Well, we've seen Edwards. We've seen Hankerson in the backfield. We haven't seen Alton McCaskill. He was a transfer from Houston. A lot of hype, but he's been in a non-contact jersey in camp. He's trying to come back from an ACL from a year ago. Haven't seen him. It's been mostly Dylan Edwards, the youngster.
2nd and 8 at the 38. Underneath, they find a man, and this time it's Jimmy Horn Jr. And he's short of the first down, but picks up 5 yards. Bud Clark with the stop.
Yeah, and that play did exactly what it was supposed to do, which is create a 3rd and manageable right there so that you're not just throwing it from a long yardage, exposing your offensive line. Now you can bring a tight end in, you can get a little play action, and you can try to create leverage on the outside with some misdirection.
3rd down and 3 yards to go from the 43. Sanders over the middle. First down, Colorado. Travis Hunter again. I tell you, Travis Hunter must be the most well-conditioned athlete in college football.
Either that or he will be after today. I tell you, this is so unique, in particular playing for this guy, Coach Prime, and he's going to get the ball right here.
First down at the 47. Hunter with the reverse. And remember, Deion Sanders as a player, especially with the Cowboys, was a two-way star. Actually a three-way star. Sometimes he'd play wide receiver as well as his defensive back position and run back punts.
And you can see he's a little tired right now, and he's going to step off the field. What they want here is to give him his rest on offense, because you can play around that. You can have different personnel groups. They like their wide receivers. But what they really need is him on the field defensively. He's their best corner, and in particular against a pass-happy offense. So when you see him leave the field, it'll primarily be on the offensive side.
Second down and 8 at the 45. Sanders all day to throw the football. Guns it underneath. Caught. Well done as Xavier Weaver breaks it back and gets inside the TCU 15-yard line. I tell you, this Colorado team is not afraid of TCU one bit.
You asked me what I was surprised of so far. It's been the offensive line play. He had all day to throw there.
First down and 10 at the 12, and it's Hankerson breaks it back. This offensive line firing off the football when they run it and having a nice stay at it when they decide to throw. 2nd and 5.
They've done a great job of trying to take the defensive line away from TCU, try to take Dominic Williams out of the game. He's so good in there at defensive tackle, and they've done a nice job of staying on the outside.
From the 8, Sanders looking, changes course, decides to run it, and he'll be lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. Johnny Hodges with the tackle.
Well, you just wonder right here, coverage so good. There's a little miscommunication right here. He felt he was going to get a block, wanted to run. Wide receiver back, takes off into the end zone, and he gets tackled right here. But on third down, what they've had success with is that boundary, that short side of the field. I wonder if they'll send Dylan Edwards over to that side of the field again, try to get him lined up on a linebacker. That's where they've had success so far.
Third down and 5 at the 8-yard line. Here's Sanders, lofts it in the corner, and caught! Touchdown, Colorado! Travis Hunter. Wow, he went up and got that one. There is a flag.
There was tons of contact there between Hunter, and it looked like Josh Newton on that side. That is Newton number 2. Here's the fade. They're going one-on-one, best against best. Newton.
Pass interference. Defense number 2. That foul is declined. Result of the play is a touchdown.
I tell you what, that is a sensational catch. Now the question is, did he secure control of that ball before that right foot hits out of bounds? There is the left foot. Now it's secure before that right one. Maybe. Not quite sure about that left hand. Let's see when control is established. It's really hard to tell on that look. A sensational catch. Whether it's complete or not, I think remains to be seen. But man, that battle between two great athletes was sensational to watch. Here's going to be, no, he doesn't have control there, Gus. Again, you've got to have control, then you can look at a foot. Hunter didn't have control when that right foot hits.
Yeah.
Dean Blandino, our rules analyst, joins us now.
The previous play is under further review. The ruling on the field was a touchdown.
Dean, your thoughts on this play?
So they're going to review it. Absolutely. They're going to review it, and the key is control. And when Hunter establishes firm control, that right foot is out of bounds. We had some great looks. This is an incomplete pass. You can look at this shot. This gives you a great look of the foot. And then you piece it together with the angle from the other side where you can see when control is established. It's an incomplete pass, but we did have the flag for defensive pass interference, and Colorado will accept that.
Yeah, so they'll go back and accept that. So it won't be a touchdown, but we'll have first and goal for Colorado. But what a battle right there. How about those two guys? I mean, those are two of the best players in college football right there, battling it out in the corner of the end zone. That was fun to watch. Newton, I tell you, meeting with him, how impressive was Josh Newton yesterday? Meeting with him, a look of determination in his eyes. Proof about how good this defense can play and this team as well. Jenny, our conversation with him was sensational, and he was, steely-eyed in that room.
Travis Hunter, his length and speed make him a shutdown guy. on one corner, and his instincts make him a big play guy if he gets his hands on the football, offensively or defensively. Hunter transferring from Jackson State as well.
It's incomplete, and we just go back to you got.
Travis Hunter, Deion Sanders telling us yesterday that he has to calm the young man down a little bit. He just can't keep him from working so hard. He wants him to rest.
But he wants to compete. He's
right.
like he sees a drill and he's like, well, I want to do that. I want to try to win that drill. I think it's taking so long here just so they can figure out the DPI, defensive pass interference, where the ball is, and what the down is going to be.
After further review, it was determined that the receiver did not have control of the ball as he stepped out of bounds. However, it is still pass interference, defense number 2. The foul occurred in the end zone. Therefore, ball was placed at the 2-yard line, automatic first down.
Josh Newton. Call for the pass interference. So that makes it first down and goal for Colorado. Although they take away the touchdown, Buffaloes with a golden opportunity here. 9:34 to go in the second quarter. First and goal at the 2.
And for the first time, Colorado's trying to get big in there. I believe that's Bishop Thomas, a defensive lineman in at fullback, number 95.
Savion Wilkerson, the deep man. Sanders gives it to him. Touchdown, Buffaloes. Wow. How simple can it get? Savion Wilkerson marches it straight into the end zone.
Beautiful job by the right side of that offensive line. And how about that block? And that was Bishop Thomas, the defensive lineman, and just plants the TCU defender in the end zone. And Colorado walks into another touchdown. Wow, I tell you, this offensive line, Gus, that's the surprise. No one expected this offensive line to play as well as they have here through the first 1.5 quarters.
Extra point is up and good. 10 plays, covering 75 yards. Buffaloes eat up 4 minutes and 29 seconds as they answer the TCU touchdown. Coach Prime's kids are balling here in the first half, and he told us this would happen.
The fact that we all actually rock with each other, you can't fake it.
Young energy, young takes. We all look good.
Who the biggest hater on the show? Joy.
I just keep it the most real.
(14-7), Colorado leading on the road. Deion Sanders' first game as the head coach of the Buffaloes. Are you surprised that they're playing this well, Joel? I'll ask you that again.
Yeah, I mean, again, I think the only element would be the offensive line has been really good. Provided a lot of time for Shedeur Sanders as Deion gives that left leg a little bit of a break over there on the sideline. That's the surprise. Everything else, I think that we expected. I mean, we were told, although it was a lot of bravado, but they told us they had great skill position, and that's certainly been the case.
And the offensive line playing much better. A lot better than we thought as Major Everhart tries to pick his way up the field and gets close to the 30. Now let's give you a trivia question here. Who was the last team to win a national championship after being unranked in the preseason? Aflac trivia question sponsored by Aflac. Get help with expenses. Health insurance doesn't cover with Aflac. I'm just going to take a wild guess. I'm going to say Colorado.
No, because they only have one, and they had just been to the national championship game, and then they were ranked pretty highly the next year. I think it was Auburn.
Okay. Cam Newton's Auburn?
Yeah, I believe it was Cam Newton's Auburn, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe that Florida State team with Jameis Winston, I believe.
Oh, you get one guess.
I know. I'm talking myself.
You get one guess.
A final answer, Auburn, sir.
Okay. 2nd down and 1 at the 38. Imani Bailey, as he is taken down by Miles Slusher. Here's your answer. Who is it?
Oh, Georgia Tech. the co-national champion with Colorado in 1990.
How about that?
Co-national champions.
First down and 10 at the 40. Chandler Morris, empty backfield. Here's Morris, quick release, and it's caught at the 46-yard line by Jared Wiley. A 6-yard gain.
I like Wiley a lot. He's a heck of a player, and the more they can feature him, the better.
2nd and 4. But I think this Colorado team doing a nice job keeping TCU in front of them.
Yeah, I agree. And that was one thing that, a key for them was going to try to be limit the explosives.
Offense number 68, 5-yard penalty, second down.
But part of that is that TCU was so good at it last year. So many explosive plays. And on this side now, you look at Travis Hunter, and there's a look at Shiloh Sanders, the safety, Deion's other son on the team. But Travis Hunter already over 50 snaps today. And, I mean, that is a torrid pace here early in this game. If TCU wants to try to take advantage of that, they should try to attack Travis Hunter.
2nd down and 9. Morris dancing in the pocket. And finally, he gets knocked out of bounds at the 40. Physical play by Trevor Woods, Jr.
I think the surprise here is that TCU is playing a little sloppy offensively, although maybe we should have expected that as well. They only had 3 starters back from a year ago. They have a new coordinator as well. So a lot of new pieces and transfers on this side as well, trying to get their feet wet and find the rhythm here early in the season.
Great opportunity for Colorado to get off the field on 3rd down and 9. Morris looking. Incomplete. Looks like he had an open receiver in Warren Thompson. However, Shiloh Sanders.
Sanders came in late with the hit. Omarion Cooper with the coverage gets away with that hook on the right hip right there, bats it away, and Sanders flies in with a physical hit after that ball arrived, and Colorado gets off the field. I tell you what, that defense, it's been better than advertised so far here today.
Jordy Sandy will punt it away. Jimmy Horn is the deep man. That one takes a bounce and gets out of bounds. 14-7 back after this.
I'm going to change your world. Yeah. I love to root for great. Ooh. You want to root for the underdog.
Good luck with that.
It doesn't matter how many times I'm right, you'll still argue with me. This is The Herd.
Last year, TCU was 6-1 in one-score games. The 6 wins were tied for the most in the country. The 6th win was against Michigan in the college football playoff semifinals, and nobody saw that coming. That TCU team played their hearts out in that semifinal.
Man,
game.
it was so good. What a great game that was. But in large respect, Gus, that run last year, however improbable it was, that's part of what has fueled their offseason. Obviously, you lose a championship game, you want to come back and rewrite that history. But Gus, it's everyone telling them like, oh, that was so amazing, or what a lucky year, how improbable that was. It has created a huge chip on the shoulder of these TCU players, namely their quarterback. They've wanted all offseason to come out here and prove that they are an elite college football team.
Here's Chandler Morris to throw it on 1st and 10, in trouble, and he scrambles out of trouble, picks up a 1st down, sliding. Chandler Morris. And they do not give him the 1st down, but he picks up 9 on the play. 2nd down and 1. And now a 1st down for TCU as Trey Sanders runs the ball.
Good run on that previous play by Chandler Morris. He looked up, there was man coverage being played, and so he had a big patch of grass there and took off. And then here on that last run play, Colorado, you got Savion Williams and Omarion Cooper getting into it right there. You got the shoving and the helmet comes off.
Here's Morris to throw it. Morris to the sideline. And he finds J.P. Richardson. J.P. Richardson doing a fine job as he makes another catch. Had 5 catches against TCU last year, including a 22-yard touchdown.
We got a cramp back there for Colorado. I believe that's McClendon. Beautiful job of patience there by Chandler Morris, allowing that play to develop, and then J.P. Richardson finds that soft spot in the zone over there on the short side of the field. And a really good series, and not quite as fast. That tempo slowed just a touch. They're still going fast, obviously, but not the hyper speed that we saw earlier. I think that you look at Kendall Briles and you start to say he wanted to calm them down a little bit, get them into more simple looks. They certainly have done that so far, led by Chandler Morris here. A couple of nice decisions.
3:45 and counting remaining in the first half. 1st and 10 to the 25 for TCU. Morris delivers sideline, incomplete. Jared Wiley, the tight end, his target, just couldn't hold on to that one.
And he had him too. He was wide open. Beautiful concept over there on the right side, and Wiley is wide open, but that ball high and behind Wiley could not make the adjustment there for the catch.
Second and 10 to the 25. Morris in the end zone. Incomplete. Flash Robinson, his target.
Great effort. Robinson lays out right there. Travis Hunter got a hand on that ball, and then it comes loose as he hit the ground. Beautiful ball by Chandler Morris, but just unable to get there. Robinson can't haul it in.
So that brings up 3rd down and 10 at the 25 for Chandler Morris in this TCU offense.
Gus, Wiley is their mismatch. He's top of your screen up there, and he's behind a stacked wide receiver.
Here's Morris. And Morris, incomplete. Flag on the play. Doesn't look like one will be thrown. Savion Williams, the intended receiver.
Now, there was definitely some contact here. Hunter thought that he got pushed off as Savion Williams kind of gets away with a little contact, but the ball was over his head. Definitely a little push off there, but now they have to settle for a field goal. Nice stand right there, and the defensive backs, namely Hunter, targeted a couple of times there, is able to stand his ground and force TCU into a field goal opportunity.
Griffin Kell in to attempt a 43-yarder. Lou Groza Award watch list performer, and it's incomplete as he pushes it wide right. The score remains 14-7. How about this? Deion Sanders led Colorado Buffalo team. Under 4 minutes to go in this first half, and they're leading at 14-7.
Good snap, good hold, just pushed right. Misses it wide right, and now you've got 3:16 left on the clock. And Colorado looking to get another score here, putting their offense back on the field. I tell you what, just not gone the offense's way for TCU so far today. They scored 38, a little over 38 a year ago, one of the best offenses in college football. But replacing all of those talented players, they felt like they had done that through the transfer portal, that Morris would play well, Kendall Briles would replace Garrett Riley, and it hasn't materialized yet here early in this first game.
First down at the 25 for Sanders. And the Buffaloes, Sanders off his back foot and incomplete. Closest man to the football, Travis Hunter.
You look at the lowest percentage of production coming back on offenses. These two have had to replenish their offense completely. Obviously, Colorado for obvious reasons. TCU, just nobody back. You think about all those guys, Kendry Miller, Quentin Johnston, Max Duggan, the offensive line. They're having to replace a lot of guys, and it just hasn't gelled yet.
Only 3 returning starters for TCU on offense. Here's the run, Dylan Edwards. And Edwards, did he cough up the football? Looks like he did, and TCU has it. Millard Bradford jumped on it. Officials now having a conversation
He ran into the back of his own receiver.
And it's TCU football.
That's a huge break for TCU. Here's Edwards going around this left side. And as he's going down, Javon Antonio is going to be right there. Hard to see if anything hit the ground. Clearly comes loose when he hits the leg of his wide receiver. Boy, that's awfully close, but it's starting to come loose. That is a tough look. This will be a better look right here. Where does he start to lose control of the ball? He looks like he's still above the ground there as the ball just starts to come away from that left forearm. So he's still up, still up. That's a tough look because you don't see the actual control right there. I think it would be hard to overturn this. There's the ball starting to move right there, and they're going to try to obviously piece together looks to establish exactly when that moment occurred and where that knee was in relation to the ground, because I don't think the elbow was down, Gus, based on that look right there.
It didn't look like his elbow was down, nor was his knee down.
Yeah, this is going to be hard to overturn. Obviously, ruling on the field is a fumble.
Dean Blandino, your thoughts?
Really close. What we're looking for is the left elbow forearm. Does it touch the ground or does it hit Edwards' teammate? It looks like it hits the left leg of number 4, and that would not put Edwards down. Right here, the knees are up. It's that left elbow. The ball looks like it's just coming loose as he hits the leg. To me, they ruled it a fumble. I don't see definitive evidence to change this. It has to be clear.
Yeah, I agree with Dean. I think they'll let this stand, and it will be a great turnover for TCU and set up their offense in an amazing spot. The ball is right now right hash 22-yard line, Gus, and this is exactly what they need, is some sort of spark or jump start for this offense that just hasn't quite looked like we expected them to look so far. Edwards has gotten a lot of run here early in this game. He was really the first blue chip freshman, not transfer, but freshman to commit to Coach Prime at Colorado, and sparked a couple of other very highly recruited players to come in, first-year players. But Edwards was really the first one, played for Dion all the way back in youth football, and this was a no-brainer in his mind.
After further review, the ruling on the field, the fumble stands. First down, TCU.
TCU football. So the Horned Frogs get the break they were looking for, down 14-7 with 2:58 to play in the second. Coach Prime with an encouraging conversation for Edwards. TCU taking over.
Well, I tell you what's worked so far is running off tackle. When they've gotten outside a little bit, Gus, that's what really has been the best formula for TCU, and they're going to try to bunch up right here. We'll see if they get back to the run game a little bit.
First down and 10 of the 22-yard line. Here's a reverse. Can they find a crease? And they do. This time, it's Major Everhart with an 8-yard gain. And a flag on the play.
There was a lot going on between Amarion Cooper and I believe that's Savion Williams, number 3. We've seen this now a few different times, Gus. Them locked up after the play. Nice little reverse there. Major Everhart shows off his speed, and then after the play, Amarion Cooper.
Look down Deion Sanders' roster. You see players that come from some of the great programs.
After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct, offense number 3. Unsportsmanlike conduct, defense number 3. That's their first unsportsmanlike foul of the game. Those fouls offset. Second down.
So Savion Williams and Amarion Cooper offsetting penalties.
Yeah, but more importantly here is, outside of all that extracurricular, it's second and short. This is the time right here to start taking a shot. You look at last year and this year, eerily similar. TCU first half slow start offensively against the Buffs.
And it's Morris. No gain on the play as Marvin Ham, the second, comes up with the tackle from the middle.
This is a huge down for TCU and the psyche of their team right now offensively. Try to convert, stay on the field, and capitalize on that fumble.
3rd down and 3. Morris drops it off. Looks like a first down. Everhart turns a corner and goes out of bounds close to the 5.
Great design there. Everhart stayed just behind the line of scrimmage. It allowed the outside receiver to go down and get a block on the player defending Everhart.
He gained 11, and they'll run it off first down with Sanders. Did he get in? Yes. Trey Sanders. So TCU capitalizes on the Colorado turnover.
Good second effort from Sanders right here. After the nice 3rd down completion, they go to Sanders, and you see the strength. Sanders is a big back, 6 foot, 222 pounds, and he shows you that strength that made him the #1 running back recruit in the country coming out. He goes to Alabama, has some injury issues. Now he's here at TCU, back home in the Fort Worth area, and that's a big touchdown for TCU. In particular in a half in which they've struggled offensively, and then they capitalize on that turnover that their defense afforded them.
Griffin Kell in to attempt the extra point, and it's good. 14 apiece. 1:53 to go in the first half. The TCU Horned Frogs capitalize on the turnover and level the game at 14.
Upgrade your afternoons the right way.
It's a huge upgrade.
Jump into the chat with Nick.
Now that's the best take.
Brew.
They need a win.
And wow.
It's because I can predict the future.
First things first. Weekdays on FS1.
Colorado, Nebraska. Old school rivalry there.
Oh, man, I tell you, that is the game of my childhood. Growing up just outside the Boulder area between Denver and Boulder. That was college football to me, and boy, those were great matchups back in the day.
You played against Nebraska.
Oh yeah, back in the day, man. I tell you what, Trey Sanders, though, he doesn't care about that rivalry. He got in the end zone, and good for him. Talk about the long road, the injuries. He had a bad car accident while he was at Alabama, and everything, it just wasn't working, and he finds a new home here at TCU. And I tell you what, he's excited for his opportunity, and they're excited for what he can provide in the run game. And part of that, of what he can provide, is power. And he just showed it there inside the 5.
Since joining the Big 12 in 2012, TCU has been one of the most dominant teams in the state of Texas. They have the 2nd most wins and the 2nd most NFL draft picks, trailing only Texas A&M. Oh yeah, and they are the only team in Texas to have reached the college football playoff.
Love what Sonny Dykes is doing here at TCU. His plan, the way that he recruits not only high school players but also transfers. It's one of the advantages they have here is being in DFW. Obviously to recruit a great base of high school players, but Gus, when those high school players don't choose TCU, they can always choose them again in the transfer portal later in their career.
Here's a throw and catch, Jimmy Horn. And he gains 9 on the play. 1:40 to go.
Well, this offense has certainly slowed down in the second half of the second quarter. We'll see if they can get in rhythm here inside of 2 minutes.
Colorado with 2 timeouts left. Sanders backpedaling. Sanders to the sideline. Jimmy Horn again. He'll get out of bounds, and the clock stops at 1:25.
I've just been so impressed with Sanders. He knows where to go with the football. He's been accurate throwing the football. He's put on a clinic, and he's got receivers that have been running really clean and quality routes on the outside, namely Jimmy Horn. That last route was beautiful. Downfield choice route, reads it right, gets a completion.
20 of 24, 151 for Sanders in the first half. And a 1-yard gain goes to Savion Wilkerson as Hodge brings him to the turf.
Now they'll have to go a little quickly here. That one was going to waste some time trying to get a quick hitter up the middle here as we get down close to a minute. 2 timeouts, still plenty of time.
2nd down and 9 at the 42. Under a minute to go.
I believe we just got a false start here. I don't know exactly what the holdup is.
False start. Offense number 50. That penalty is subject to a 10-second runoff. Colorado has elected not to use a timeout to avoid it. Clock operator, please reset the game clock to 46 seconds.
Well, now they have to go very quick. I don't mind saving those timeouts because those are invaluable in this situation. The bigger challenge now with only 46 seconds left is trying to get some chunk yardage, some chunk plays. Look for the middle of the field, some in-breaking routes close to the 50-yard line.
From the 37, Shedeur Sanders hit as he throws. There's a chunk yards you were talking about. Jimmy Horn back-to-back catches. That will move the chains. A gain of 20.
Beautiful throw from Sanders there. Good time by the offensive line.
Sanders again setting up. Now rolls out. Sanders delivers. And on the sideline, is it a catch? Travis Hunter, incomplete.
Got his hands on it initially, but then as he's going down to the ground, I think he bobbles it right there. Yep, it comes loose. And as he catches it a second time, he's clearly out of bounds. Beautiful adjustment. You can see the athletic ability right there. Sanders, nice throw on the run. Trying to find Hunter, who I got to tell you, I have been so impressed. But now he's clearly
gassed.
I mean, over 60 snaps already just in the first half.
Second down and 10 at the 43. And a timeout called by the Buffaloes.
Timeout. Colorado.
One timeout remaining for Colorado.
Upgrade your afternoons the right way.
It's a huge upgrade.
Jump into the chat with Nick.
Now that's the best take.
Brew.
They need a win.
And Wow.
It's because I can predict the future.
First things first. Weekdays on FS1.
21 seconds remaining in the second quarter. 14 up. Colorado and TCU here in Fort Worth, Texas. Shedeur Sanders in his first start as the quarterback of the Buffaloes, having an excellent first half. He's thrown for 171 yards, 21 of 26 with a touchdown. Facing a 2nd and 10 at the 43. Sanders over the middle, incomplete. Jimmy Horn is target once again. And that brings up 3rd and long.
Horn wins over the middle. This ball really the only inaccurate ball he's thrown, just out in front, and Horn can't quite get there. Now, they put out cones on the far side. See those cones? Those are the field goal ranges for their kickers. So Coach Prime knows exactly where they need to go. Shedeur Sanders knows exactly where they need to go. They need about 8 yards before they would try a field goal here.
3rd and 10 at the 43. Sanders to the sideline, and he'll pick up a first down. Travis Hunter ran a great route. Young man playing both offense and defense. 11-yard gain with 9 seconds to go. And they should be in range.
Now they're in range. This is probably Feely, who already had one blocked because it's pretty long right now. It would be just under 50 yards, probably about 49-yard attempt as of right now. They'd like to pick up a little bit more for Coach Prime in this kicking game.
Chase Feely, the son of 14-year veteran Jay Feely.
You got to use the timeout.
2-yard gain by Hankerson, and They will use that timeout with 4 seconds left. Field goal unit ready to come on. The all-new Undisputed is here. Skip Bayless is back, joined by NFL legends Richard Sherman, Michael Irvin, and Keyshawn Johnson. Undisputed, weekdays at 9 a.m. Eastern, only on FS1.
You start thinking about what happened earlier today, and Jace Feely right there attempted his first field goal of his career, and it was blocked. I thought that the operation, snap, hold, kick, it was muddled because I don't think Feely was ready for the snap. That's why he was a bit late. There was a beat, Gus. I believe that's why it was blocked. Let's see if they're clean on this. You see right here, he gets off. You can see he's on his back foot, and he doesn't get a clean look, and that's a little off. He should be kicking that now, and you can see he's a beat late, and that's what allowed Nnamdi Obiizor to get in there and block it. Let's see if that...
Well, he had a 49-yarder block. This one from 49 yards away as well. Made a 58-yard field goal in their scrimmage a few weeks ago.
TCU, the first of the half, 30 seconds.
TCU will call a timeout. They have 2 left.
Can't take 2 in a row, though. That's new rule this year in college football. So that's, if you're Coach Prime, that's exactly what you tell your kicker, Jace Feely, right now. You say, okay, there is no timeouts. This is go time. And remember that clean operation. And again, it's about timing. Feely needs to be kicking that ball just a breath after it hits the ground. He was late on the first attempt. That's why it was blocked. Obiizor, by the way, great rush on that last one. And he'll be on the right side of the defense, Gus, left side of the kicking unit.
So Cameron Warchuk is his snapper. Number 47, Mark Vassett, the punter. The holder. Let's see if this battery can get one down clean for Jace Feely in to attempt a 49-yarder. 4 seconds left. First half. Clean snap, good hole, gets it away. And good! Jace Feely from 49 yards out. And Colorado heads into the locker room for halftime, up by 3.
What a kick for the young kicker, and what a half for this brand new team. We all said at the beginning of this game, we're going to find out together. Well, we found out that Colorado came to play.
One thing Deion Sanders told us that he would guarantee is effort.
And they gave it in a big way. There is no doubt.
And Jenny Taft is down with Coach Prime.
Gus, thank you. Hey, no problem for Feely there. Tell me what you're liking from your group. You're going into the locker room with the lead. What are you liking from Shedeur in your offense?
Oh, we're moving the ball at will. We're doing what we need to do. We need to be a little more effective in the run game. 2 turnovers in this game, and we're still up by 3. We get the ball coming out at halftime. I like our chances. Our guys are motivated. They're ready. They're energized, and they're ready to play the football.
Travis Hunter, as advertised, over 60 snaps. How do you keep him fresh in the second?
He is him. We missed him on 2 deep balls. He get those 2 deep balls. The Heisman is at his crib chilling right now. God bless.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, thank you very much. Don't forget, after the break, join Rob Stone and the guys with the State Farm halftime show right here at Amon G. Carter Stadium. 17-14, Colorado leading at the break.
The fact that we all actually rock with each other, you can't fake it.
Young energy, young takes. We all look good.
Who the biggest hater on the show? Joy.
I just keep it the most real.
What a first half, 17-14. Colorado leading TCU. Gus Johnson along with Joel Klatt. JK, is this remarkable that Deion Sanders and this Colorado team is leading at halftime with all these new guys and all the hype surrounding this program, taking on a team that played in the national championship last year?
Yeah, I think it is. Even with all the hype. You know, I mean, we've all been talking about it. We've all been wondering. I told you at the beginning of the game that we would all find out together. And guess what we found out? Colorado's for real. they've got some players out there, and they made some plays. Let's take a look at some of those next-level moments of the first half, sponsored by AT&T Business. Next-level moments need the next-level network. This was the first touchdown. You see the mismatch there. Linebacker never gets outside. Dylan Edwards is in for the touchdown, and then Shedeur Sanders was sensational. 22 of 28 for 182 and a touch. He was brilliant with his mind and his accuracy, but it was a turnover late in that half from Colorado. The young back Dylan Edwards put it on the ground, and Trey Sanders paid it off, got into the end zone. That's really where we stand. Colorado goes down and gets a field goal, and they take the lead, but that's really the only reason that TCU is within a score here. And Coach Prime has got to be so excited with the way that his guys are not only competing but playing up front, both defensively and offensively. Those rush yards, I know they only have 38, but they've been timely. If I was TCU, the concern for me would be the offense has not found any rhythm. Now, it was similar last year against Colorado in the first half. They got it cooking in the second. We'll see if they can duplicate that here this year.
Look at the time of possession battle, almost 18 minutes for the Buffaloes, and they'll get the ball to start the second half. Let's go downstairs to Jenny Tabb.
Well, sometimes I feel like Joel actually has the conversation with Sonny Dykes, because that is exactly what he said in terms of what isn't working for their offense. They have not been able to find that rhythm. And overall, he said, I just don't know what we were doing in the first half, because that was not TCU football. We didn't execute. We had 7 penalties, a missed field goal. We kind of shot ourselves in the foot. I specifically asked him about the body language. It felt like the guys were a bit defeated going into the locker room. He said they came back in much better spirits. He is not concerned about the way they respond here, but overall, they've got much to improve upon in the second half.
All right, thank you very much, Jen. First down and 10 for Shedeur Sanders. And this Buffalo offense, Dylan Edwards splits out wide. Now he comes back into the backfield and joins Shedeur Sanders. Flag on the play.
That's the worst as a quarterback, because you think to yourself, like, it's the first play. I wasn't even paying attention to the play clock. And by the way, neither was the sideline.
Prior to the penalty, Colorado's called first time out of the half.
Oh, wow. Wow. They did. They were paying attention, and they do get a timeout over there. Boy, in a close game, though, those second half timeouts, they are so valuable. To waste one now, you don't want to do it, but certainly don't want to start with
especially coming right out of the locker room.
Exactly.
From halftime.
Well, you take a look at this matchup and what has gone on with Colorado has the ball, and it's really been about getting the ball to the playmakers. And
one of those playmakers, Travis Hunter,
yeah,
Jimmy Horn Jr. for Colorado.
And Travis Hunter is our good hands playmaker. Sponsored by Allstate, you're in good hands. Over 60 snaps, several catches already, 7 of them. Drew a PI in the end zone, only allowed 1 catch when he was on defense in 5 targets. He's been right in the middle of everything going on. And I know Coach Prime is proud of the way that Travis Hunter has been playing so far.
So first down and 10. Here's Sanders. Guns it over toward the near side. It's caught out of bounds. Xavier Weaver.
Yeah,
but there is a flag.
This is going to be illegal touching because Weaver was not contacted. He's over on the sideline. He stepped out. The official threw his hat. That's why the official doesn't have his hat on right now. So, and then he comes back and he's the first to touch the ball. That's what I would assume is going on right now.
Illegal touching. Offense number 10. Went out of bounds on his own. Came back in, was first to touch. Lost it down. Second down.
Here's Weaver, just loses his kind of spatial awareness, and man, that is close. Just his toe ever so slightly on that paint on that side. The hat came off, and penalty comes out.
Second down and 10. Sanders, here's a little screen, and they find Edwards. He breaks it back with running room on the move. Edwards down the sideline. Dylan Edwards. Touchdown, Colorado! 75 yards. What a way to start the second half. for the Buffaloes as they try to put TCU to sleep.
I tell you, Dylan Edwards comes out, but he outruns his offensive line right there, and he realizes, oh, I better get back in the pocket. He skips back behind the offensive line, gets a block from Wilty, and then he was gone. Coach Prime told us that this kid was going to make a big play. Not if, when, and he just did. Out of the halftime, they give him a chance, and he goes the distance.
Jace Feely in to attempt the extra point. And it's good. 24-14. Colorado ready to shock the college football world.
All right, I'm going to change your world. Yeah. I love to root for great. You want to root for the underdog.
Good luck with that.
It doesn't matter how many times I'm right, you'll still argue with me. This is The Herd.
Welcome back. Shocking start to the second half as Colorado just explodes for a huge touchdown on the screen with Dylan Edwards to give the Buffaloes a 24-14 advantage.
I tell you, the most rare thing in sports is for when there is hype that seems like it is to 100, for things and people to live up to that hype. Dion lived up to the hype as a player, and so far, this team has lived up to the hype so far in this game, although kicking that out of bounds does not help.
Downs, kicking team, number 17. TCU
All right.
is elected to put the ball at the 35-yard line, first down.
Let's go downstairs to Jen.
I know we've been telling the story of Coach Prime and Dylan Edwards, how they've known each other forever. Now, Coach Prime told him, I'm leaving Jackson State. I am coming for you, and you know I want you to go wherever I go. Now, Dylan Edwards calls him family, like a father figure in many ways. And by the way, Edwards, his goal is becoming an All-American as a freshman. He wants the Buffs to get back to prominence. So far, so good, guys.
All right, thank you very much, Jen. 24-14. TCU down at home. And they run the football with Bailey. Bailey with a lane and goes down at the Colorado 30. Ramani Bailey stopped by Miles Slusher. That's a gain of 34 yards.
Great run right there, and it comes after a broken tackle. Great job. Strong running right there through the arms of Bentley and down the field.
First down and 10 at the 30. And Morris just puts that one on the money to J.P. Richardson. Richardson doing a nice job. Shiloh Sanders with the tackle.
I'll tell you, that run game was pretty successful in the first half. I would be surprised if they didn't go back to it more often here in the second half.
Morris again looking in zone. Caught, touchdown. Jared Wiley. And just like that, TCU marches it straight down the field. 24-20. Looks like we got a good old-fashioned Big 12 offensive explosion in front of us.
What a great adjustment from Wiley. He goes inside the safety, Trevor Woods, who can never get back into phase. And how about the catch? Wiley, huge player. He's 6'7", 260 pounds, and shows off the hands. Beautiful throw, great catch. And TCU answers the score. They go right down the field.
3 plays covering 65 yards. They score in 45 seconds. Here's a question. Was Jarrett Wiley's knee down prior to getting into the end zone?
I thought that was pretty clean, Gus. And
okay.
Yeah, they got it. Touchdown, TCU.
Extra point is up and good. 24-21. Explosion to start the third quarter. Both teams finding the end zone. 3-point game.
Upgrade your afternoons the right way.
It's a huge upgrade.
Jump into the chat with Nick.
Now that's the best take.
Brew.
They need a win.
And wow.
It's because I can predict the future.
First Things First, weekdays on FS1.
Last year, they send it away. Edwards, the deep man, and he'll let it go out of the end zone for a touchback. Let's check in with JT.
Well, Gus, you heard me ask Coach Prime about Travis Hunter before the break, and obviously this guy is dynamic on offense, on defense, and I had a conversation with Hunter before this game. I flat out asked him about the Heisman hype, and he said, well, yeah, I believe I should win the Heisman. I have the talent. I have the confidence. It's who I am. He posted a photo on social media with Heisman loading. The guy has all the confidence in the world, but when you can actually live up to the hype, that's saying something about you.
You're absolutely right. 1st and 10 at the 25. Sanders over the middle, caught for first down. And guess who? Travis Hunter. What do you think, Joel? Is Travis Hunter a better wide receiver or a better defensive back?
Here's the best compliment I can pay him. I don't know.
Wow.
I really don't. I think that it's more rare as you see that ball knee down, in control. Definitely right ruling there. But it's more rare to find a great corner, especially at this level, than guys that can do what he does at wide receiver. But, you know, the catches that he's made, the body, you know, contortion, the way that he has manipulated his body, I don't know what he's better at. I think that he's an elite player on both sides of the ball. It's not just that he can. He's an elite player on both
sides of the ball.
That's exactly right.
7 catches, 42 yards, 1 reception allowed, and 5 targets. And just like Deion Sanders when he was a player, when Hunter is on defense, that whole side is taken away.
Yeah, I mean, it's close. They're looking to see if he caught this. You know, he's getting to that point as a corner, and then as a wide receiver, clearly a go-to coming inside. So he's got controlled in a football move, an element of time. Now he's down. I would expect this to be a catch. So it's not reviewing for a fumble as much as they're saying, did he complete the process? I believe that he did with that reach and turn up the field. Well, they'll take a look here, and been deliberate at times in replay so far today.
Travis Hunter was a finalist for the Jerry Rice Award as the transfer from Jackson State. That award given to the top player in FCS.
I think, Gus, if you don't mind me jumping in on that, like, the challenge is going to be attrition. Just how many snaps can you expect him to play at the elite level? He is an elite player, okay, but can you do that 100 times? I don't know. Can you do that 115 times in this heat? See, he even says, I don't know either. Joel throws his arms out. That's the question. That's the question for me, and that's where they will have to, you know, Coach Prime knows he did it.
After further review, the ruling on the field stands. First down.
Did you play both ways in high school?
I mean, that's like high school, though. You know, and one of those positions was quarterback.
That's right.
You know, I wasn't running around like a wide receiver. He is running routes and then has to turn around and play corner and basically run those routes in reverse.
Unbelievable.
I can't imagine the physical shape, he's got to be in.
1st down and 10 at the 36. Sanders hands it off straight ahead. Wilkerson, he'll push the pile forward and pick up 4 yards.
Boy, every time that they can get just a sneaky 4 yards in the run game, they are so happy on that side because they don't feel like that's a strength. They're trying to find moments to run the ball, create shorter situations, and they've done it.
2nd and 6. Sanders winds up the deep ball down the field. Incomplete. This time it's Xavier Weaver, the intended receiver. And one thing about this Colorado offense with Shedeur Sanders at quarterback, he has not been afraid to take a shot.
No, and what I love about it is that he takes the shot at the right time when the defense gives him that look. Earlier in the game, I said this offense had to run through his mind, and it has. The ball has gone to the right spot almost every single snap because of his intelligence.
3rd and 6, though, at the 40. Here's the run. Wilkerson First down and more as he crashes forward and gets inside TCU territory. Avery Helm had to hold on.
I tell you, what a great run from Wilkerson there. Finds the edge, shows off some speed, and then right at the line to gain, he had to lower his pads and physically finish, and he did it.
First down at midfield, Wilkerson again. So running back by committee today. For Colorado, you've had Hankerson, Wilkerson, Dylan Edwards all getting an opportunity to carry the rock.
You know, this is a defense that last year struggled in terms of allowing big plays. Their offense certainly got them, 91 of them of 20-plus yards, but their defense gave up 89. That was 130th in the country, and they've given up some big plays here today. This is a defense that wanted to prove, come out, we've talked about chip on their shoulder, wanted to prove that they were better than what they showed in their last 3 games a year ago.
24-21, player down. Back in a moment.
Upgrade your afternoons the right way.
It's a huge upgrade.
Jump into the chat with Nick.
Now that's the best take.
Brew.
They need a win.
And wow.
It's because I can predict the future.
First things first. Weekdays on FS1.
So TCU goes 95 yards, no points because of this young man.
And I tell you, coming off of the wide receiver and laying out, and then the body control and the knowledge to roll over so that ball doesn't hit the ground, that was incredible.
And they'll drop it off to the tight end, Harrison, Michael Harrison Jr.
Because I just remember when he committed last year, #1 overall recruit in the country, he committed to Jackson State, and everyone was like, why? What are you doing? And he's like, what do you mean? I'm going to play for him.
Right.
And then he followed him to Colorado, and we're seeing the fruits of that here today so far.
Second down and 6 at the 7. How could you not want to play for Deion Sanders? Period. Here's a handoff.
Nice tackle.
Hodge making that tackle as he stands up Dylan Edwards. Look at this relationship. One of the greatest of all time. Talking to a young man that wants to be great. Look at that.
You know how much confidence that would give you?
Oh my gosh,
man! When he looks at you like that, my goodness.
I go back a long way with Coach Prime, back to our CBS days when he was a sportscaster with CBS. What a not only great man, but a good man. Third down and 6 at the 7. His son throwing it up top. Incomplete. Put that one on the money. And Horn Jr. just couldn't hold on to it.
Boy, they had the concept and they had the matchup that they wanted.
Shedeur Sanders' accuracy is something.
Yeah,
Joel.
He's been absolutely phenomenal today so far. That ball was thrown on the money. They had the matchup against Mark Perry. Horn won and really should have brought that one in. It wasn't too far. He didn't have to leave his feet, and they'll have to punt it away, and TCU can expect really good field position here.
Bassett punting out of his own end zone. That ball takes a bounce and will be downed at the 37. 56-yard punt. And some miscues today for TCU. They have left some points on the board.
Now, this was the interception early. Trevor Woods came across and intercepted Chandler Morris. This was the pushed field goal. Went wide right, led to a field goal the other direction. I don't know if that's a miscue or just like that's an unbelievable play by a great player. You know, Chandler Morris is going to throw that ball 100 times out of 100, and it wasn't even a poor throw. I didn't even think it was late. Hunter just made an incredible play.
And one thing we also have to point out is on the 74-yard run, Hunter tracked the man down to keep him from getting into the end zone.
Yeah, you're right. You're exactly right. TCU going back to that middle of the defense. Because I said it on the last series, I'll say it again. I feel like that's where TCU should live in this second half. I know it's not pretty, but it's still only a 3-point game. The middle of that run game is where they're going to make some hay. Then you can get to play action, get to the tight end, and get to those zones behind the linebackers.
Second down and 7. Morris incomplete. The ball intended for J.P. Richardson, who's had a fine game. Slusher defensively.
I would just continue to say Colorado's strength is the secondary. They love their safeties. They love their corners. And the more times TCU throws the ball, the more Colorado, and that's a false start there. Boy, that's a huge miscue.
On 3rd and 7.
False start. Offense number 7. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
This is not what Kendall Briles had in mind when he came over, coordinated at Arkansas a year ago. Now he's here at TCU, and he's stepping in for Garrett Riley, who had all that success with the Heisman runner-up Max Duggan and Quentin Johnston and Kendry Miller, and they felt like they reloaded in the transfer portal, and they've made some plays today, don't get me wrong, but there also have been some big miscues as well.
4th false start penalty for TCU today. 3rd down and a long 12 for Chandler Morris. Here's Morris in trouble. Drops it off. Won't be enough for 1st down as tight end Chase Curtis makes the grab, but there is a flag on the play.
Yeah, I think Arden Walker, 53, took an ill-advised shot at the quarterback. I mean, every defensive lineman should know on a 3rd and long, the last thing you do, in particular, if the quarterback has thrown the ball, don't touch him. That one was close. Flag comes out. He's right there. You just can't do that. You just can't do that. As much as we all lament the modern style rules in the game, if the ball is away, do everything you can to avoid it. There's no reason to continue the hit, and in particular, take the quarterback down to the ground, and that's a free 1st down, and now TCU across the 50 got to capitalize on that mistake.
1st down at the 42 of Colorado for the Horned Frogs. Morris steps into his throw. Put that one right in a great place for number 18, Jack Besh.
Yeah, they really love Jack Besh. He transferred in from LSU, and you can see why. Very quick player, 6'2", 220. Beautiful hands there, stretching out for that completion.
1st down to the 24. Morris tried to flip it away, and incomplete. He was under pressure. Besh, the intended receiver.
You notice how much slower and more methodical TCU has been on offense. You can tell they just don't feel comfortable with the tempo that they had early in the game, so they've tried to slow it down. Now, they've been able to make some plays and get to some run game and find those completions in the intermediate zones.
2nd down and 10 at the 24-yard line. Imani Bailey in the backfield. They'll give it to him, looking for a crease, and he won't find one. Stood up at the line of scrimmage and driven backwards. They may give him a yard.
I think Charles Kelly on the other side, he's the defensive coordinator for Colorado. He came in, was an assistant for the last 4 years for Nick Saban, and comes in from Alabama, and I would venture a guess he's thrilled with the way that his defense has played so far.
3rd down and 9 to the 23. Morris off his back foot over the middle. It's caught. 1st down and more. Touchdown, Dalen Wright, as he skips into the end zone. And TCU takes a 27-24 lead. Their first lead of the game.
Colorado sold out on the pressure. They're trying to get home and loop around, but they don't get there. And then you've got crossing routes against man-to-man coverage, and there's Dalen Wright. Beautiful move right there. Steps away from the tackle. Shiloh Sanders with a whiff, and there's TCU, and they're in the lead. And they finally come back, and they finally overcome some of those mistakes.
Extra point up and good for Griffin Kell. 2:32 to play. 3rd quarter. Horned Frogs bouncing back. Dalen Wright, big time score.
All right, I'm going to change your world. Yeah, I love to root for great. You want to root for the underdog.
Good luck with that.
It doesn't matter how many times I'm right, you'll still argue with me. This is The Herd.
Dalen Wright with the touchdown to give TCU a 28-24 lead, 2:32 to play in the third quarter.
That's capitalizing right there. How about Dalen Wright? Gus, didn't you love that move, stepping away from that tackle?
Old school pros would call that giving him the limp leg.
Oh, yeah, that's right. And the coolest part about it is that once you're away from the tackle, you're going so slow that it looks just like, yeah, I meant to do that.
I meant to do that. 14 unanswered points for TCU. Horned Frogs leading for the first time. Now we see how Deion Sanders' Buffaloes respond. Down for the first time in this game. His son is the quarterback, Shedeur Sanders, who's been very efficient, played extremely well in this game. He's thrown 2 touchdowns. He's thrown for 283 yards on 27 completions and 35 attempts.
That front seven for TCU is starting to win, and they're starting to win in the pass rush and squeeze down the amount of time that Sanders has had in the pocket.
First down at the 25. Sanders underneath, slant route, gain of 6 for Dawson. Gets up Gimpy.
Jamoy Hodge came in hot there and laid the wood, and Hodge is a player, 6'2", 235 pounds from that inside linebacker spot, whereas Dawson is only 165 on the outside. Fast, fleet of foot, but bam, there, just took that shot right in the back and got up slow.
Second down and 4. Sanders again, first down. Jimmy Horn, who's been terrific in this game, 11-yard pickup for Jimmy Horn, South Florida transfer.
And that was off of a little run action. You could tell he could have handed that off almost like a little run pass option, and the linebacker squeezes down, and Sanders finds the completion behind him.
Horn, 8 catches, 76 yards. Sanders goes deep once again. This time it's caught. Xavier Weaver camping under it. 44-yard gain.
Weaver had a chance on the last series. Horns had a chance. They have been unable to connect, and now they finally do. Beautiful throw from Sanders. That was right on the money.
Sanders again, near side, Horn. And Jimmy Horn knocked down by Kamara. Sanders has thrown for over 300 yards now. Shedeur Sanders, 31 of 39, 352 yards passing.
And the ball has gone to the correct spot. Yeah, that's what I've been so impressed with is his ability to decipher what he sees on the defensive side and put the ball into the vacancy.
2nd and 2 at the 7. They pitch it out wide. Touchdown, Dylan Edwards. And just like that, Colorado responds.
Boy, you see the speed from Dylan Edwards. This is why he was so highly recruited right here. Just an easy little toss out to the left side, the wide side of the field. Now, in order to do this, you better have guys that want to block on the outside. Look at Jimmy Horn. He's caught how many passes today? Jimmy Horn, 9 passes, and he's still in there, stock blocking at the goal line, and allows Edwards to get into the end zone. What a good series.
27 seconds to go in the third quarter. Extra point up. And good. 31-28. Colorado responding. Let's go downstairs and check in with Jen.
Well, we haven't seen TCU linebacker Nnamdi Obiizor for a couple plays now. Now he's dealing with some cramping. He was getting some fluids, working on his right leg. Now, let me just tell you guys, I know we're talking about the heat. 106 on the field most recently. It's up to 133 on that white little tarp area in front of their bench. We are dealing with some pretty warm temps. We are only going up from here.
And one more big quarter to go. Into the third quarter rather, fourth quarter coming up.
On that long pass, Gus, guess who threw the crucial block inside? That was Dylan Edwards. the little guy, right? I mean, and then he gets the toss on the outside. That's what you got to show. If you're a young running back, that's what you've got to understand. It's not just about outrunning people, getting big plays, and getting into the end zone 3 times, which he's been able to do. But, Gus, it's the dirty work that really makes an offense go. Stepping up, picking up a blitzing linebacker. He does that against Jamoy Hodge, number 6. Gets rewarded for the touchdown after the long pass down the sideline.
Cristiano Palazzo will kick it away for Colorado. Major Everhart is the deep man. He'll pick it up at the 4. Everhart looking. And he'll get to the 20 before being ridden down.
Well, this is exactly what we hoped for, Gus, right? Just kind of a shootout, excitement.
Well, it is the Big 12.
Well, and not fully yet, but yeah, well, it will be the Big 12 fully next year.
Excuse me, you're right. I'm sorry.
Oh, one more year. Colorado, of course, moving to the Big 12 in 2024, along with, I don't know, man, everybody. Everybody's
Houston,
moving.
BYU.
Yeah, everybody's moving. Well,
Arizona, Arizona State, Utah.
Everyone's going. There we go. There we go. Everybody's moving, okay?
Cincinnati, UCF.
Going to be a crazy year.
Morris in trouble. Turns the corner. Throws on the move. Ooh. Incomplete.
He almost caught that, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
Man, these kids are making plays today, and I am here for it.
Dalen Wright.
Dalen had that touchdown in the last series, gave him the dead leg, like you said, Gus. And if you're an offense, this is what you got to love if you're an offensive player, if you're a quarterback. It's like, okay, we got to go answer. Now, you know, at times, Gus, football becomes a little bit like the schoolyard. Well, this is where it's headed right now in the fourth quarter here today. Someone's got to make plays.
2nd down and 10. They throw it into the flats. This time, J.P. Richardson turns it up. Knocked out of bounds by Omarion Cooper. And that'll take us to the end of the third quarter after the 8-yard gain. Colorado, do they have enough to hold on? 31-28 the score.
Upgrade your afternoons the right way.
It's a huge upgrade.
Jump into the chat with Nick.
Now that's the best take.
Brew.
They need a win.
And Wow.
It's because I can predict the future.
First things first. Weekdays on FS1.
We're ready to go to the next level, fourth quarter level, that is, folks. 31-28. Look at our score. First game for Deion Sanders as the head coach at Colorado against a team. Sonny Dykes, his team, played in the national championship 1 year ago. And they'll swing it out into the flats. This time it's Savion Williams. And Williams goes out of bounds after gaining 16 yards on the play.
Yeah, beautiful concept there from TCU. And Savion Williams has been quiet today. He's a guy 6'5", 225. You feel like he's got to touch the ball in this fourth quarter. And this offense has found their rhythm. 3 touchdowns in their last 4 drives. The only drive they were turned away was that great play by Travis Hunter.
First down at the 43. Almost intercepted again.
Jeez, this guy.
Travis Hunter, a ball hawk.
Gus, it's time for Kendall Briles to tell Chandler Morris, like,
don't throw to that side.
I don't think you can. I don't think you can. Look at him. I mean, he's running routes for wide receivers. Look, he's a step ahead of the wide receiver right there.
That's what life was like for Deion Sanders when he was in his prime, especially in Atlanta. With the Falcons, they would not throw to his side. If they did, they knew it could cost him. Here's a trick play as Bailey runs it straight ahead.
A little direct snap there to Bailey, trying the middle of that front. Get a little bit closer here for a third down, but here on third down, this is when they've been able to connect here, and what they've done is they've really attacked with those slot players. Watch out for J.P. Richardson. He's in the slot, bottom of your screen.
3rd down and 5 at the 48. Morris. And what a nice throw and catch. First down for the Horned Frogs. This time it's Chase Curtis.
Good catch by Curtis. This ball a little over his head. He goes up and gets it, knows he's going to have to get contacted right there, right at the chains, and he brings it down.
First down to the 45-yard line. Horned Frogs will go to the ground. Bailey with a 4-yard pickup.
And do you see the equation right now? You see the rhythm. Kendall Briles is in. First down, try the middle of that defense. Then on second down, there's generally some sort of misdirection, maybe out of a play fake or just hammer away with the run game. Then on third down, that's when they attack with the slots.
2nd and 6 at the 41. Richardson. J.P. Richardson stopped by Omarion Cooper. 5-yard gain.
Here they got to feel like they at least have the opportunity to still run it. But with Wiley back on the field, look at all those big guys. Look at all the tall guys bottom of your screen. Couple of tight ends, including Wiley, is on the field.
3rd down and 3 at the 38 of Colorado. Looking for the first down is Trey Sanders.
I think he was short by about a foot, and we'll see what they do. I think they're going to go for it. There's no doubt. Colorado better be ready. They're going to snap it quick.
4th down and 1. Sanders trying to hit the edge, cuts it back inside, and gets a first down.
Boy, beautiful cut by Sanders. You see as he was going over to the left side, watch he's going to go left, and then he's just going to cut right back upfield. Right there, he understands what he needs to do. He's got to get to the 35-yard line, but unfortunately, he's still down on the ground in some pain.
All right, we'll take a break while they tend to him. 31-28.
I'm going to change your world. Yeah. I love to root for great. Ooh. You want to root for the underdog.
Good luck with that.
It doesn't matter how many times I'm right. You'll still argue with me. This is The Herd.
Pacific Life game summary sponsored by Pacific Life, creating financial security for more than 150 years. Well, Dylan Edwards has made a splash today early in his career. True freshman. He's gotten in the end zone 3 times. Jared Wiley, beautiful catch. TCU has come back, but boy, Travis Hunter has been spectacular. He has an interception, a bunch of catches, and we've been back and forth in this second half, and it should be a good one here down the stretch, Gush. We've got 12-12 left, and this is going to be pretty.
Morris hands it off, and Bailey just slicing through that Colorado defense.
You know, this was the scene when Trey Sanders was down. Dion came out, gives him a tap on the head. That's Sonny Dykes, who also came out, check on his back. And then Sonny and Dion.
And it's Besh. Besh close to the first down. I remember when I was a young reporter, Joel, I covered the Southwest Conference tour when I was in Waco, and I had a chance to meet Spike Dykes.
Yeah.
Big-time coach, first big-time coach I ever met, nicest guy in the world. 3rd down and 1. First down TCU. Bailey.
Boy, they have established that rhythm and that run game. That run game has been very good in this second half. And the cut right here, I love the cut from Amani Bailey. Oh, beautiful. Jump cut in the backfield. And this defense starting to wear down. Dion knows it. He's saying, we need to make tackles. But the problem is depth is a concern for this defense. And in the heat in the last 10 minutes, that's what's going to pop up.
First down and 10 of the 19. And look at Morris. Touchdown. What a fake. Chandler Morris uses his legs and gets into the end zone. And TCU takes a 34-31 lead. Chandler Morris can move.
How about this? Colorado screaming in from defensive line, but the ball handling, beautiful fake right there, and read from Morris, and then he gets a stock block from Besh on the outside and shows off his speed. Athletic player right down the seam and into the end zone. What a great series for TCU, who has found their footing on offense here in the second half.
14-play drive. The extra point for Kell is good. Covering 79 yards. Horned Frogs eat up 4 minutes and 31 seconds. Their quarterback with wheels. TCU back in front of Colorado.
Upgrade your afternoons the right way.
It's a huge upgrade.
Jump into the chat with Nick.
Now that's the best take.
Brew.
They need a win.
And wow.
It's because I can predict the future.
First things first. Weekdays on FS1.
What a game we're seeing here. 35. As he showed a burst of speed to get into the end zone for the Horned Frogs. Remember, Morris was the starter in this game last year, got injured. Max Duggan came in and replaced him and led him all the way to the national championship game. Now it's Morris's turn. Horned Frogs send it away. And this one into the end zone for a touchback. Gus Johnson along with Joel Klatt. JK, what a game.
Yeah, this has been sensational. I think better than any of us could have imagined, really, to be in this situation at this point in the game. Now, has it been great for TCU at times? No, they've had some miscues, but I think this second half has shown a lot about their quarterback, Chandler Morris, and this team overall, because they've come out and played so much better. Obviously, the surprise is, I don't know if many people thought Colorado would be in this situation. Remember, they were a 20-point dog in this game coming in. So I know that they're surprising many, and I think that they got a little false start right there, and we'll see how they react late in the game.
Offense number 50, 5-yard penalty, first down.
That's Jack Wiltie, sophomore.
You know, that Colorado defense, Gus, they played well and made some plays at times, but they don't have much left. And so for Colorado in this last 10 minutes and 49 seconds, they've got to think about 2, maybe even 3 more scores if they want to win.
Here's Sanders over the middle. Wow, what a catch by Xavier Weaver. It's like he caught that ball going backwards and somehow kept his composure.
It was a beautiful throw from Sanders. He had to layer it over the linebackers, and it was almost like a little bit of a free throw that he shot in there. And Weaver did a nice job avoiding that big hit.
13-yard pickup on the play. Another flag.
Snap infraction. Offense number 55, 5-yard. Still second down.
That's Van Wells. See, yep, there's the flinch, and he tries to play it off like he's just looking over. Officials having no part of it, and it backs him up.
2nd and 7. Sanders in trouble, and Sanders sacked. Well, wonderful job by Oye Wale.
I tell you, Paul Oyewale, he comes across, slams Van Wells, the center, knocks him to the ground, and then gets to the quarterback. That is just pure strength. 6'4", 275. They feel like he has a chance to be an outstanding player for them. A guy that can light up the stat sheet and make big plays, and he made a big play right there.
4th sack of the day for TCU, and that gets their crowd into it. 3rd down and 16. 9:28 and counting. Shedeur Sanders looking, throwing it deep. Sanders! And it's caught at the 40. Guess who? Travis Hunter. A 39-yard gain on 3rd and 16.
What a adjustment. The ball just a little bit short, and you see how he's got to stop and go back and then catch it through contact there with Avery Helm. That's outstanding stuff. Elite.
9 catches, 92 yards for Hunter on offense. Sanders with the handoff. Edwards breaks it back, and he'll gain a half yard on the play. 35-31, 8:40 to go. Deion Sanders criticized for turning over this roster, a team that was 1-11 a year ago. 2nd down and 10. Shedeur sprints out, throws, caught, first down. Travis Hunter once again.
How is he still running this fast and hard? Over 100 snaps today, and these are not just like regular snaps. These are at corner and wide receiver. And he goes up like that and catches the ball, taking hits. I've never seen anything like this before.
And how about Shedeur Sanders? He's now thrown for over 400 yards. 34, 42, 418, 2 touchdowns, no picks. 1st and 10 of the 26. Sanders sprinting, sets, delivers. Touchdown, Colorado! Jimmy Hart. Deion's kid can play.
When the quarterback breaks the pocket, the wide receivers have to find space. Watch Horn, he's on a post route. He sees Sanders break the pocket and he says, all right, I'm gonna head back the other way, and he was wide open. Shedeur made such a nice little adjustment back there. You see he just slid over to his left, got himself in a position, and then he found his wide receiver wide open, hits him, and it's a touchdown. What a series.
4 lead changes in the last 4 possessions. Feely in for the extra point, and it's good. 38-35. Shedeur Sanders with some magic in his arms.
All right, I'm going to change your world. Yeah. I love to root for great. Ooh. You want to root for the underdog.
Good luck with that.
It doesn't matter how many times I'm right, you'll still argue with me. This is The Herd.
Coach Prime, he's got his boys queued up for this opener. Made a lot of changes so far, though, paying off, especially with his young quarterback transferring from Jackson State, who, by the way, is his son, Shedeur Sanders. And look what he's done in his debut. Most passing yards in his first start all time. Who's that guy in the bottom?
I don't know, but he didn't look like Shedeur did. I can tell you that.
I don't know. You threw for 4 bills. That's big time. They'll start from the 5-yard line. Everhart. And here's Major Everhart galloping down the sideline. Major Everhart. Can he get there? Down at the 5. Snap back TCU. Roderick Ward with the saving tackle. A return of 88 yards.
We're throwing haymakers now. Now it's those championship rounds late in the 4th quarter. Everhart sees the seam over there on the left side and takes off. And man, he was shot out of a cannon. Shows off the speed. Kudos the hustle there from Colorado to actually get that one down, even though it's all the way inside the 10. But my goodness, what a return. And the initial burst, Gus, on that left side, finding the hole, and boom, he was shot out of a cannon.
7:21 to go, 38-35 here in the 4th quarter. And Chandler Morris didn't like what he saw at the line of scrimmage, and he wants to talk things over with Kendall Briles and the staff.
Listen, Sonny Dykes is hot right now. He's talking to the official because TCU was ready to snap the ball, but at the initial part of the possession, because they huddle as a big unit where it's like you don't know exactly what personnel is in, the officials allow the defense to match up on the first snap. And because TCU ran out there so late, the officials were holding the snap and letting Colorado line up, and Sonny is not happy about it. And they had to burn a timeout in a 3-point game inside of 7.5 minutes, and that's why he's so upset.
$7:21 to go, 1st and goal. TCU at the Colorado 8-yard line.
Colorado better fix that short side of the field, that left side. They've been giving up a lot of runs into that short side of the field.
Sanders in the backfield. They'll give it to him, and he's down at the 1. Trey Sanders has been physical. Shiloh Sanders with the tackle for Colorado.
Give it to him again. They can't stop him if they go right down the middle. This defense is just too soft in the middle, and there he goes. Touchdown.
Touchdown. Trey Sanders.
Boy, tough to stop this guy when he gets the head of steam going. He goes over the right side right here. Good hold by the offensive line. Linebacker is trying to meet him right there at that red goal line, but you can't stop Trey Sanders at that point. Not with 222 pounds moving like he can move.
Set up by an incredible return by Major Everhart. 88 yards. Extra point is good. 3 touchdowns for Trey Sanders. TCU back in front on their home field.
All right, I'm going to change your world. Yeah. I love to root for great. Ooh. You want to root for the underdog.
Good luck with that.
It doesn't matter how many times I'm right, you'll still argue with me. This is The Herd.
Great atmosphere here in Fort Worth. Amon G. Carter Stadium. TCU has scored a touchdown on 5 of their last 6 drives. Sanders with 3 touchdowns today, the Alabama transfer. 42-38. Colorado will get it again. Here's Edwards. And Edwards crosses the 15, gets up to the 17 before being brought down.
Man, Colorado's made big plays in this second half. This was that screen route to Dylan Edwards. He took it the distance. That was the first possession of the second half. Xavier Weaver down the right sideline. Beautiful throw from Shedeur Sanders. That was another big play. This was a 3rd down. Great adjustment by Travis Hunter. That moves the chains. And then the big play to Jimmy Horn. That has been the Achilles heel for TCU, whether it was last year or now creeping into this first game, is giving up those big plays.
Gaudy numbers for Shedeur Sanders. 35 of 43, 444 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions.
In this game, the last 5 possessions overall have ended in a touchdown. We're now inside of almost 6.5 minutes. Gus, last team with the ball, likely going to win this game. It's coming down to quarterback execution. Who can make the throws? Will someone make a mistake? And if you're on defense, can you find the time to get up there and get a turnover?
2nd down and 9. Sanders bouncing around underneath, and the ball is caught by Travis Hunter. What a day for this man. Unbelievable ball player. Travis Hunter over 100 yards receiving now. 11 catches for 119 yards. 1st and 10 at the 31. Play action. Sanders. Incomplete. And a flag. A late flag thrown. Avery Helm, Mark Perry in the vicinity for TCU.
Now Avery Helm never really got turned around. The ball was underthrown. And then there was a hit by Perry.
Defense number 24, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
That ball's underthrown, and that's the unfortunate position we see corners finding themselves in quite often, trying to catch up after getting beat deep just a little bit, and then making contact before the ball arrives.
1st down, Colorado at their own 46. They'll hand it off. Wilkerson trying to get outside, and He'll be lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. Obi Izor.
You wonder with some of these run plays, Gus, and how methodical Colorado is being on offense. You know, remember how hyper fast they were early. I wonder if they're trying to milk as much of this clock as possible, make a few plays, and try to leave TCU with no time.
503 yards in total offense for Colorado. Horn, who's been excellent today. These receivers, Hunter, Horn, Weaver, have done a nice job of finding space.
I think they've got 2 downs here. I don't think there's any way Coach Prime thinks that his defense is going to get the ball back if they have to punt it away. So I would believe Sean Lewis, the offensive coordinator, and Shedeur Sanders have 2 snaps here to try to move the chains.
3rd down and 2. Empty backfield. Sanders looking. Guns it. Incomplete. He could have run it for the 1st down, Joel.
Well, he had Johnny Hodges right in front of him, number 57. I don't know if he would have got there. He was trying to get that ball immediately out of his hand to the slot player, but Hodges was waiting for him. He tries to go down the field. Couldn't find his tight end, Harrison.
So here we go. 4th down and 2 at the 46. Can TCU get off the field? Sanders off his back foot, caught, 1st down and more down the sideline. Stop and start, Edwards. Touchdown, Colorado. Whoa. Dylan Edwards changing speeds. 46 yards.
This kid is an absolute firecracker, Dylan Edwards. Big play after big play. 4 touchdowns. And what did his coach, who's been coaching him since he was in Little League, tell us? Deion's known him since he was about 4 years old, and he said, who's going to make a play? He said, oh, yeah, he's making a play tomorrow.
No doubt about it.
How about 4 plays, Coach?
What a game for Edwards. Extra point is good. Shedeur Sanders continues to put up spectacular numbers.
Let's take a look at this touchdown, Gus. They go back to the first touchdown. Dylan Edwards caught this same concept. You've got man coverage right here. You're going to get it back out of the backfield, and you've got slant routes to take care of any of these players come in this direction. So here's the slant route. Sanders waits, and the linebacker is late. He delivers it. Edwards runs right through that, and then it's just a foot race, and he takes off. Exact same concept, different formation of the first touchdown of the game. They come back to it. Great play callers never get bored taking a profit, and they always keep in the back of their mind what worked today. That was the first thing that really worked for Sean Lewis. He came back to it, and it paid off huge there in the 4th quarter.
Rolling the dice, this Colorado team, led by their head coach, Deion Sanders. Coach Prime, his son, has thrown for over 500 yards and 4 touchdowns. 510 to be exact. Major Everhart, the deep man again, ran 188 yards the last time he touched it. This time, it's Shad Bank, and he'll cross the 20 up to the 22. For those of you looking for the Rice at Texas game, that is available on FS2 and streaming live on the Fox Sports app. Shedeur Sanders, 37 of 46, 5'10", 4 tucks. That's a school record, 510 yards in his debut.
This is incredible.
Wow.
And, like, great throws.
Morris setting up, and he'll just gun it out of play.
Smart throw there. He knew he was outside of the pocket and basically just threw it into the second round of the stands, trying to save those yards because he was in trouble back there. And he hasn't been in trouble much. This pass rush really hasn't done much for Colorado. And the run game is what has worked in the second half. TCU has run the ball for 188 yards in the second half alone, 10 per carry, Gus. And if they go away from that here, that's actually playing into Colorado's hands.
Second down and 10 of the 21. Morris under pressure, delivers incomplete. That'll bring up third down. Looks like Colorado, Joel, and correct me if I'm wrong, they're changing up the defense a little bit, getting a little pressure on Chandler Morris.
Trying to create some pressure, something so that it changes his timing in the pocket. But mainly, it's just that man coverage. And on these big third downs, what we've had from Charles Kelly, the defensive coordinator, is man coverage, and you get crossing routes from these TCU wide receivers.
Big one here for both teams. Third down, 10 at the 21. Chandler Morris steps up in the pocket, delivers. It's caught. First down. Jared Wiley, the tight end. He's made some timely catches today. That's a gain of 12 on 3rd and 10.
And a smart throw from Morris. Everybody dropped back. 8 guys back as defensive backs, and he was fighting for those extra yards and gets it and moves the chains.
First down at the 33-yard line. Morris again fires deep. Incomplete. He was looking for Dalen Wright.
You know, Morris is very accurate in the intermediate zones, but what we've seen so far today, he doesn't have the deep ball accuracy that certainly we saw from Duggan a year ago or what Sanders has shown on the other side. Where they're at their best is when they're in the crossing routes and they're throwing the ball over the middle, 10, 15 yards down the field to their slot players and their tight ends.
Second down and 10, 3:30 remaining.
And Gus, they should not abandon the run game. That's what has worked for them most successfully here in the second half.
Trent Battle in the backfield. Here's Morris. He'll throw it with time. Sideline. Battle breaks a tackle and picks up a first down. Great job by Trent Battle, the redshirt sophomore.
Got away from Kari Mans. What a terrific job of fighting through the contact and staying on his feet.
First down, Morris over the middle, incomplete. That one thrown high. Dangerous pass. Brings up second down and 10.
These first downs, they should be running the ball on first down. I know I keep harping on it, but if they're not going to, they've got to get those slot players involved. The guys that have been most dangerous are guys like J.P. Richardson, Dalen Wright, as well as what we've seen out of Jalen Robinson.
TCU, 188 rushing yards this half. Now they'll go on the ground, and it's Battle. Battle gets tripped up. Jordan Dominic. That's a 1-yard gain. Clock continues to run.
And now a third down and a big one here. And we'll see what Colorado does defensively. Kendall Briles right now, he has made a living on third down with these crossing routes out of their slot receivers.
Morris. Sideline. Caught. Is it enough for the first? That's the question. Let's see where they mark the ball. And it is a first down.
Beautiful route on the outside by J.P. Richardson. This is a choice route from Richardson. He can go inside or outside. You see, he just stays outside where there's some grass, catches, spins, and gets the line to gain.
First down at the 44. And it's Sanders, who has 3 touchdowns today, gains 1. Now you're wondering if if TCU is slowing things down a bit.
Yeah, exactly. And you got to wonder, like, when does Colorado feel like they need to start calling some timeouts? Now, they're not in real field goal range yet. So if you're Coach Prime, you got to think, okay, I got to allow my defense to try to get a stop. But as they get inside of the 40 or the 35, you might start seeing some timeouts.
Second down and 9. Great defense by the Buffaloes. This time it's Harris just jumping on the running back.
Well, all of that about the quality running game, I was dead wrong, because Colorado comes up and makes a couple of great stops here, and now another third down.
3rd down and 9 at the 43. Clock running. Here's Morris. Over the middle, threw it behind his target, Savion Williams, and that brings up a huge 4th down and 9 with 1:04 remaining.
Does Colorado go with that man defense on the outside? Bunch formation, Gus. That usually means they're crossing here.
Here's Morris. In trouble. Lets it go. Caught. And not enough for the 1st down on 4th down. The Colorado defense holds. What a tackle by Miles Slusher. Jared Wiley, the tight end, had it. Unbelievable. Deion Sanders, Coach Prime, 55 seconds away.
They're getting it on the outside and hoping that a one-on-one matchup can get the line to gain. Good defense in the interior. Morris got pressured, had to get rid of it, and the tackle in a one-on-one situation. That is unbelievable.
They said Deion Sanders didn't know what he was doing. He was shipping guys out. His critics, coaches all over the country, saying that this was not the right way to build a team. They'll run it. Wilkerson gains 5. 2 timeouts left for TCU, a team that played in the national championship 1 season ago, losing to Georgia, dismantling Michigan. Deion Sanders comes from Jackson State, a black college in the SWAC, where he dominated. An American icon, folks. "48 seconds away from scoring a huge win in a game that everybody that loves college football was interested in watching. His son, Shedeur Sanders, has had a record-breaking day. He's thrown for over 500 yards, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. 1 timeout left for TCU. Here's a handoff. Wilkerson. Ball security important. Horned Frogs will call another timeout. Stopping the clock at 44. They cannot do it again.
Two players with 100 receiving yard games last season. Today, 4. He said the Louis was coming, but you got to have someone to pack the luggage, and that was Shedeur Sanders. This guy played unbelievable today. First, Gus, it was his intellect, his ability to know where to go with the football at all times. The ball always went to the right spot. Then it was his talent and the accuracy, the ability to throw the ball down the field. Shedeur Sanders is one of the best quarterbacks I've ever seen wear that uniform, or this certainly was one of the best games I've ever seen out of that uniform, and I've seen almost all of them. Take a few seconds here.
They'll run it, stay in bounds. As Wilkerson runs out of bounds and stops the clock at 36 seconds.
Listen, that's a mistake, but it's a 1st down, and now he can just take a knee. So, yes, he shouldn't have run out, but at least he had the 1st down, and they can sit there and take a knee, Gus. So, Shedeur will kneel on this one, and the Buffs are going to go 1-0.
45-42, Shedeur Sanders takes a knee, and how about this? Prime time. Deion wins his first one on the road against a team that played in the national championship 1 year ago. 45-42. Colorado. His son leading the way, Shedeur Sanders. And I got a feeling we're going to hear some Maybach music after this.
Those of you who thought it was a gimmick, it ain't a gimmick now.
No, sir. Next week, Nebraska at home. 45-42. Deion Sanders told us yesterday, he said, the one thing I guarantee is that my team will play with effort, and that they did.